What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End of the Line podcast. I am your boy Juan G here with the roadie to my Tony Stark.
Geek Tours.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us again today. We've already kind of caught you guys up on everything most current, right?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd go back a little bit further. Today we'll be talking about Thor Love and Thunder, giving you guys our review on it. Letting you know our thoughts about what happened in it, what our thoughts about what will be happening in Thor's universe, and where we think it's all going. That's today's episode. Kike, what are your thoughts on Love and Thunder? First, let's get your review on it. How many stones?
I'd give it 5 stones.
Okay.
I close to maybe 6 stones, but just I feel like Lady Thor, they did a great job with her. It was good for what it was, but I think her being gone, spoiler alert, being gone, going from this point on, I think just the character was a missed opportunity, and I think that was the biggest reason why it doesn't get the full 6 stones. Because
so you think they could have had more Mighty Thor content, like in other movies and stuff like that?
Just maybe just having a full A team, which is the Avenger lineup of nothing but women. I think it'd be nice to see Lady Thor.
Kind of like what they did in Endgame.
That was like a tease to it. I seen Gamora, Captain Marvel, everybody line up like that. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be nice to have a female-led team, full female team. And how do you not have Thor?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the only reason why I don't give it 6. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, comical, hilarious. Taika Waititi did a great job. Mm-hmm. Despite a lot of people didn't like it.
I don't know why everybody doesn't like this movie. A lot of people are calling it like one of the worst Marvel movies. I don't see it. I don't understand it.
I really enjoyed it.
It's like, I'm all for this one. Like, to me, it's my favorite one so far of the Thor movies. Because I like that they switched. Well, first, my review, I on the other hand, I do give it 6 out of 6 stones.
Okay.
I thought it was comical. I thought it was heartwarming at certain parts.
Yeah.
I thought the plot was great. Action was phenomenal. Just all around, I thought it was a great movie. But for whatever reason, a lot of people didn't like it. I don't know if maybe it was too comical for people's taste, or what the deal was, but a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah,
I thought Jane Foster as Mighty Thor was awesome. I'm glad we got to see it, at least in one movie. I mean, like I said, I thought it had a great villain. The great Christian Bale played an awesome Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
I thought he did a phenomenal job at that. I actually probably like him as Gore more than I liked him as Batman. Thought, only because, not comparing the two, but only because I felt he was more into the Gore character than he was Batman.
Okay.
May have been the makeup.
So the character, not the movie.
Correct. No, not the movie. I'm not comparing the movies at all whatsoever. Okay. Just the characters that he played, themselves.
Okay.
And I think it probably had to do with that he got in the makeup and he got to like really embody that character.
And us being parents, we related to
100%. Even I think everybody could relate with Gore the God Butcher, and they could really see why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah. And not to knock on anyone's religion, but like to touch on why some people do lose faith in certain religions and
sure,
because of some of the crappy things that happen in this world.
Yeah, man. A lot of people lose faith when things happen close to the vest. Especially when you lose a family member.
Yeah,
your faith might waver. And then for him to actually meet his God.
Yeah.
And his God to say, "You're only here to sacrifice for me." It's
right.
like I probably would have grabbed that sword too. Like if I'm being honest, But yeah, man. Like I said, I think the plot was good and very funny as always. Taika Waititi always brings the great comedy, good stuff. And the action, I thought the action was great. That fight sequence on the moon.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
The mono, like the no color and then color.
Yeah.
Only when the electricity came from the bolt or from the hammer, where it actually illuminated. Otherwise, in the dark realm.
I actually have a really cool. So I watched the special features on that, and they actually used a brand new lighting technique, which they get set up in a room and they have cameras literally all around the room, and each camera at the exact same moment takes shots, but from different angles of light. So that way, in the editing, they can go in and they can select which angle to use for the shot, and it all happens real time. So it's actually really
wicked.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
you could see each shot happening like on the moon. It's fully lit in one shot, and the other shot it's super dark.
Wow.
So like he can go in, and depending on the angle of the camera, you can really capture the correct lighting for that scene. And it's really cool.
This is Taika Waititi's idea?
No. It's a company that does it. It's a lighting company that they just brought into Thor.
But still, like the idea to do that, to play.
It's genius. Yeah, I thought it was really. It's gonna probably revolutionize lighting in the movie industry. Another thing, I think it had phenomenal visual effects in this movie.
I think so too.
Part of that being they use also another new filming technique was the backdrop. So they're in a room, and imagine the whole room. The walls are projector screen, right?
Like a green screen?
No, not green screen. Like a projector screen. So they can change the visuals of the backdrop.
Oh, okay.
Like from the computer, they could change it. So not only do you have a practical set that's on the floor, but you also get to see what we will see in the movie. So it helps the actors play off of that, and then it helps just build the set.
Scenery,
it sets the scenery completely in the room, which was pretty cool. So like that part where they're on the boat traveling to Gore, you could see, they could see the space and all that stuff. They could see, I think, the dolphins and stuff like that. So they were able really to play off of that. And I think, you could catch it in the background. You'll see what they're seeing. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did.
That's awesome. And you said all of this can be found in Marvel's
either the special features of the actual film or in Marvel's Assembled, which is the Disney Plus show, which they do. Basically, it's just a special features show. It's all in there.
Each Marvel property.
The ones that I saw, I believe, were from the film.
Okay.
The special feature, because they have little featurettes of each.
That's awesome.
They're talking about so it's really cool. Chris Hemsworth, I thought, delivered excellently again as Thor. Yeah. He really knows how to balance that, like, meaningful acting with comedy acting.
Yeah.
Like, he can weave in and out of it, and you never once.
I think everyone in the MCU has a really good grasp on that. Mm-hmm. Robert Downey Jr.
Even Drax,
Drax, Cap, language.
Yeah.
Like all of them have that good comical, just that natural sense of humor that they have. Mm-hmm. Just that improv, just to be goofy. Robert Downey Jr. putting freaking snacks all over Avenger 1 and offering him a blueberry in the middle of the scene.
Yeah.
Like all those cool things. Like I think Marvel is. When we talked about it before, casting has been great in Marvel. And
100% on point every time.
Chris Hemsworth has definitely redeemed himself from the first two movies.
Yeah.
But I think
I think that was more of the direction Thor was at that time. I think they weren't trying to be funny with Thor,
right?
Because Thor's usually the big, muscular guy comes in with the hammer and stuff. But I remember, they're saying in Ragnarok, they definitely wanted to take it a different direction. Yeah. They wanted to give it a more comedy feel and stuff, and I thought they delivered hands down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think Love and Thunder just narrowly beats out Ragnarok as far as
I don't know which one I like more, honestly.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think they both have their good parts, or they're both good in their own way. Mm. You know what I mean? So like we see different people in Love and Thunder that we do Ragnarok, and it's kind of different stages of Thor. So I think I don't know. It's hard to compare them both. You have to because they're both Thor films, but it just narrowly beats it up for me. Yeah. Like I would give Ragnarok
I missed
5.
Not seeing Loki.
Yeah,
his brother, like he's
and man, poor Thor, dude, literally lost Jane was the last person that was closest to him. Dad, mom, Loki, best friend, Heimdall, freaking now Jane Foster.
Yeah. And then even in the scene where he gets flicked and he's butt-ass naked.
Oh, the big back tat?
Yeah, so like on the very bottom, if you zoom in, like it took forever for me to find this, but like it has Loki's helmet, and then it says R.I.P. Loki, and then on the right there's like a script, and in that script it has mother, father, brother, Tony, and Natasha all on there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like a farewell
I
to
seen
them,
that.
to
I
all
seen
of them.
that.
I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like,
Did you know Taika drew some of that?
No,
Yeah.
I would imagine
His back
that,
tattoo, he freehand some of that.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I like that. That scene was funny, dude. And that's actual Chris Hemsworth butt.
Oh
Like,
yeah?
I don't think that dude has an ounce of fat on his body.
I don't know about that. I mean, you have to have some.
Where? In the parts that their muscle can't be? Like,
well, because like typically, so your BMI, the way that works is like you're really, really skinny. Like he's pretty bulked up. He's pretty bulked up.
Yeah.
So he'd be small, well, a lot smaller if he had like 0% body fat. You know.
Okay.
So I think he wouldn't be as buff as he is right now. So he's pushing an easy like 8 or 9% body fat, which is obviously not a lot. But it's not zero. I doubt it.
Really?
I doubt it. Yeah. Because even like Victor, I think he's pushing like 11% body fat, and he's
he's real super skinny. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But majority of it's muscle.
That's a real person we know.
Yes, that's a friend of mine.
Victor's no one in the MCU.
Well, he might be on the show one day.
Yeah,
so you guys will meet him.
I'd love to have him on. Yeah. Oh, another cool thing about this movie is, in case you didn't know or didn't catch it, a lot of the actors and the crew's children are in the movie.
Talking about T.E.'s kids?
Yeah.
Christian Bale's kids?
Kids, yeah. Chris Hemsworth, his daughter is Love.
Yeah.
That's his actual daughter.
And little Thor.
And yes, his son is the younger Thor that's running in that montage in the beginning. His wife is the lady wolf he's making out with while on a female wolf.
Yeah.
So there's that whole entanglement.
That wolf that they were sitting on looks like the one that Hela uses.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So,
maybe that's where Hela got it.
Yeah. Well, no, because he didn't know Hela.
What does that have to do with how she got that wolf?
Well, because Hela was gone before Thor was born. That's why I remember it.
No, I understand, but I'm saying maybe Hela got that wolf where that wolf lives, like
where
it's
yes,
from.
Yes.
No, I didn't mean that actual wolf. Yeah, no.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was dead.
Yeah, probably.
She resurrected. Or not?
It yeah.
With the eternal flame.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we talked about this before, right? That the shadow monsters were drawings from the children. So yeah, there's that too. And then when I guess when they were on the press junket for the movie, a lot of people asked about their kids being in it. Taika Waititi made the joke. It was like, yeah, it's free labor. Like, why wouldn't we? And then they could determine how long the kids acted and how long they were on set and stuff like that. So that's funny. So big question: do you think there will be another Thor movie, a Thor 5 possibly, or do you think he's just going to be featured in other films?
I don't think we're going to get a Thor 5 for a while.
Okay.
If we are, it'd be after the King Dynasty, after all of the big climax of Phase 6 and
so in the next saga, not this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so because
why is that?
There's just so much more content out there that they should focus on.
Very true.
And Thor's a type of character right now. He's in a position where he can just continue to jump around like Wong and Nick Fury and stuff.
I feel like he's now in the position of like Godfather of the MCU.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's one of the OG6. It's just Hawkeye, but he's old.
Hawkeye's pretty much retired. He's passing on the mantle to Kate Bishop now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right. I think he might be him and Hulk.
Yeah. Well, Hulk doesn't die. I mean, even when the world ended in like the Age of Ultron, where Ultron actually wins, like Hulk becomes like super old, and he's like old and wrinkly, but he's not necessarily immortal, but he just lives a little. It
takes him a long time to age. Yeah. Okay.
And eventually he becomes Maestro, which we talked about before.
Yeah.
Which is another version.
I saw the cartoon on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I first really got to know what Maestro was because of that Marvel Contest of Champions.
The game?
Yeah.
The app? Yeah.
So I used to play that a lot, and then I got pretty deep into it, and I got to Maestro, but it got super hard, so... I was like, I don't have time.
Yeah. I'm really busy today. So if there is going to be another Thor, who do you think could be the next villain for him?
It really depends on the direction that it goes. I think the next time we'll see Thor, like in a big way, I think it would be him and Hercules squaring off.
Right.
Seeing how it ended. I don't think we're gonna see him. Yeah, maybe like Secret Wars, or if they do another Civil War 2.
Well, see, because of that, so another spoiler. Well, this whole episode is basically spoiler. But,
Yeah.
well, not really, because it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it came out
You
in
guys are
movies a
good.
long time ago.
You guys
DVD
are
came
good.
out, what, like 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah. So, well, you already know we got an introduction to Hercules.
Yeah.
Zeus's son.
Yeah.
So that's why I was wondering is if there will be another Thor movie, because they kind of set it up that way with Hercules, and he could possibly be the big bad in that one.
So him and Hercules, like, they've always competed with each other because of their almost evenly matched in power. Hercules is slightly stronger, but Thor has always been, I guess, more skilled. Mm-hmm. And then once he had the Odin Force, it's like unparalleled. He couldn't touch him.
Do you think we're gonna see Thor get the Odin Force in them?
I think that'll be his casting away, like, at some point in the MCU, once he deems the Odin Force and he becomes the All Father, like
he'll be moved into that Odin role.
Yeah, and then he'll sporadically show up here and there, and with age it'll work. Because as Guardians, there's a comic, and in the there's actually a cartoon episode too where Thanos is on some like floating rock over Earth. I think they're on the moon actually, and he has all the Infinity Stones, and Tony kind of convinces him into. He's like, it's not fair. He's like, it's all of us against you, but you have all the Infinity Stones. Like, if you are that good of a villain, you should be able to take us out with one of those stones. So he chooses one stone, and he uses like the Reality Stone, and or the Time Stone, and he ages all of them. So Tony like just crumbles and dies, and it's basically everybody dies except for Cap. Cap is just like super old, but the super soldier serum is still keeping him there. And Thor gets super old, full long beard, looks like Odin. And he's like, "Ha, you messed up." Asgardians only get stronger as they age. Yeah. And then he just wallops him and knocks his ass out. Nice. So then he flips it back, and then he uses a different stone. But like, so imagine like he's gonna get older. Mm-hmm. He's already like 1,500 years old.
Yeah.
Or 15,000 years old. So imagine like he has a lot of time on his belt.
He's like in the mid-20s right now.
Yeah.
Realistically,
we should break that down. How they age. You know, like how dog years is 7.
I thought they said every 1,500 years is a year.
Is it?
I could have sworn. I don't know why that number's in my head, but I could have sworn that.
So he's like 15,000 years old.
So divide that by 1,500.
So
he's 10 years old.
No, that's not right.
It can't be right.
No.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute.
Whatever
that
math
is
if
really
you
easy.
guys figured out that math, please let us know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. That's funny. All right. So the other thing I really liked about this movie is I like how they explained Jane and Thor's relationship.
Yeah.
We got to see a glimpse of it, and we got to really see what happened to them. Because we know that they were together, but then they split up. In the end of Dark World, they got together. He came back.
Yeah.
But we never got to see their relationship. So it's like, I thought it was really cool that they showed us a glimpse into their life and showed us what they were dealing with while they were a couple, what split them up, and how they got split up. I really like that they did that they dove into that for a little bit.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I like the whole montage.
Yeah.
And then as like marriage, it's not easy being in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work at it. Being a superhero obviously takes huge precedent in your relationship. Mm-hmm. And then being an alien from another world, pretty sure adds another layer of element.
Yeah.
And then seeing her focus on her job as being, an astrophysicist, and winning a Nobel Peace Prize, and like just both of their worlds just didn't really mesh well,
right?
And it just fell apart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just made us. It allowed us to relate to them on a personal level, from like as a normal level, I guess, because not being a super genius, and then the other one being a superhero, a god, and then. But I don't know if you did catch, he was laying down at one point on the couch, and he like had Mjolnir right there, and he's like, always protect.
And then the triangle thing came up.
Yeah,
that's what how Odin said, whoever shall be worthy.
So I kind of feel like that was the moment where Mjolnir said, or when he said that to Mjolnir, that's why it did accept her.
Right, that's why it called to her. Yeah, because
right.
they knew she was sick, and they wanted to protect her.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So you felt
yeah,
the same way
for
too.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was nice, and like unconsciously, he didn't realize he's the one that saved her from living longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool.
I like that was the bridge and to explain why Jane became Mighty Thor. I thought that was really cool because they didn't have to do that. They could just be like, oh, hey,
she's just worthy. Yeah,
she's worthy, right?
I think they played out the worthy jokes as much as they could in Age of Ultron. You know, it's like elevator's not worthy.
yeah. Yep. Speaking of Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, I love how, and it's probably one of my favorite things in the movie, or as far as like the comedy goes, is I love how Stormbreaker was acting like a jealous girlfriend. How she would just float into frame.
Stormbreaker's Latina.
And probably, I don't doubt it. So I like how she just I'm calling her she. I like how Stormbreaker would just like creep into frame, and just be looking at him. He's like, "What?" He's like, "That's nothing." Yeah, that's by far probably one of my favorite jokes that they have going in there.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, and then when he was like talking about the Thunderbolt, Stormbreaker was even getting jealous because she was driving the ship, and then she like rumbled the ship. He's like, "But I like it for you, Valkyrie. It's good." He's like, "I have mine, Stormbreaker." And then, of course, you can't talk about Love and Thunder without the great Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, Valkyrie. She did great.
Yes, please.
I like how she had her. She was in power, but you can tell she didn't care for the power.
Oh, as king?
Yeah.
Why is it king and not queen?
I mean,
is that an Asgardian thing?
No, I think it's So she's lesbian. She's into women.
Oh, Valkyrie are, right?
I don't know if all of them are. I know she is.
Okay.
Seems like her and Jane might have had a little.
I didn't get that at all. No, I saw that as a friendship deal.
Think so?
Yeah. Didn't catch a whiff of a relationship at all. Not even a hint.
Okay. I mean, I could have seen it if it did happen.
Do you think Valkyrie would do that? Get with Thor's ex?
I think that's why it didn't happen.
I just don't. I don't see it at all. Not even a little bit. No.
But yeah, I mean, she's a very powerful. I think it was more. It's a little touchy subject. I gotta like tiptoe around this, but why not king? I guess that's the right answer. Why can't she be a king? You get where I'm going with that? Like that's just what I got from it. And it's just if she wanted to be called king, then she could be called king. If she wanted to be called queen, she can be called queen.
I guess it's the same deal with like law enforcement. If you're a woman and you're like lieutenant or captain, they still call you sir.
Yeah,
and I guess that's the deal there. I don't know. I just had a question about it.
Tomato. It is what it is. That's just. I didn't mind it. I did like how she has this power and she doesn't abuse it. Mm-hmm. She's not power hungry. She really cares about her people.
She made Asgard a tourist attraction. Yeah. Brought revenue in.
I feel like she's willing to do whatever it takes, even though it makes her uncomfortable, so that she can lead her people. Yeah. So I know she doesn't like the limelight, and she hated being in those meetings. She's like, man, this meeting could have been Raven Mail. A little joke at snail mail. Email. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought that was funny, but like it's just.
Well, she even told Jane, she's like, "Oh, I love kinging." She goes, "But I miss the action." Yeah. She's a warrior. She's a Valkyrie. Yeah, that's what she does.
One of the greatest warriors in all of.
She trained her whole life for battle. So like for her to be in an office job is kind of just like a waste of talent. You know? But yeah, I mean, Tessa Thompson's just great. Yeah, gorgeous. And
we'll see her next in Creed 3.
Yes,
I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut too.
Yeah.
Little side note. So
and he's also going to be in the new I Am Legend.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, and Kang is in Creed 3.
Oh yeah, right? We can see so Killmonger and Kang go at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Marvel's everywhere, dude. Every single where. The other funny thing I liked was the play that was put. So apparently this is the thing now in Thor, where they do reenactments of plays of events that happened. But the play that they put on in Love and Thunder I thought was really funny. So the play was about Ragnarok. Yeah. And then Melissa McCarthy was Hela. Yeah. And just that whole play I thought was hilarious. I broke your hammer. Like, dude, it's the funniest thing that they did. And then the like change and then their clothes come off and stuff. It was just so funny. But yeah, I mean, any other thoughts you have on the movie?
Let's talk Easter eggs. Things that I mean, what
Okay.
were some of the things that you caught in it that either you questioned or you don't quite understand, or
From what we didn't talk about, none come to mind. No
no.
Easter eggs that we didn't talk about
I
already.
think the biggest one for me is that room, where it turned like the doorway to eternity.
Okay.
Seeing the living tribunal, seeing Owatu the Watcher, seeing eternity, Lady Death, Infinity, and Eon. So those are all the statues that
Yes.
are around, and then
Okay.
Infinity is right at the end.
So that room just was pieced together. How was that? Was that just where it was, and that's how it happens? It just pieces together when you get there.
So what I got out of that is because the what's it called, what's the rainbow bridge that they go on,
Bifrost.
yes, the Bifrost is the key to open the door to eternity.
Right.
And we saw that when in his vision when he takes on the Necro Sword, he sees eternity and then he sees the Bifrost like
Yeah.
burn marks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when he realized that the Bifrost is how he gets in there. I feel like that's like a central hub or gateway to all those other eternities, other
Okay.
entities. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I mean, everyone might have their own key, so might not be the Bifrost for all of them.
Oh, okay.
That's just kind of how I see it. I
That
see
makes
it as
sense.
a temple to reach the gods.
That makes sense.
Because like even in What If, Owatu the Watcher was technically not supposed to intervene,
Right.
and he does intervene temporary because he gets attacked by the
Ultron just looks at him. He's like, "Can you
He's
see me?" It's supposed to be one way mirror, guys. What's going on here? That was The What If series was really good. I like how they did that.
and
I
then,
thought it was funny that they just made the big bads like massively overpowering the good guys,
yeah,
which is kind of like what the MCU does. Is the good guys overpower the bad?
Yeah.
So like, I like that balance in it.
yeah, and it's a lot cheaper to make these bad guys as strong as they are with the Infinity Stones and do all of the stuff that they
Right.
did. Just to do it animated, I mean, it's expensive either way, but it's not CGI. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, it's nice to have an animated series too,
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah, we got X-Men '97 coming soon, so
Ooh,
that'd
yes,
be a
I'm
nice one
excited
to
for
watch.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, to see all of them in that room, I feel like they all work on the same like level of plane where like we're not supposed to be able to reach them, but if you can, that's the way to.
Oh,
And
right.
Those that are kind of like not necessarily worthy, but like that do the work to get to it to be able to reach them.
Yeah.
They should be able to through that doorway there. But Lady Death we've seen there, and that's the first time I think we've actually seen Lady Death, which was the original reasons why Thanos collected all the Infinity Stones was to win her over.
Oh, really?
So yeah, in the very first Infinity Comics.
So in the Infinity Comics saga,
Yeah.
or the Infinity Saga comics,
Yeah.
you're saying, oh, okay.
That's why he does it.
He doesn't do it to balance the universe. He does it to get
Yeah, that was
in someone's
part
pants.
of his goal. Yes, yes, yeah, yes, and yes. Both
Why
of
is
them are
everything
reasons.
just that? Why is that the goal to everything? Okay.
You can't
So
live
he
with him.
does
You
it-
can't live without him. I guess
He does it for love. All right. I'll buy it.
And yeah, he does it for love, Lady
Okay.
Death, to woo her over, to win her.
Side note, you ever notice why it's always the guy that has to prove to the woman? It's never the woman like doing everything she can to win the guy over.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I don't want to. I don't want to open up that can of
Yeah,
worms.
all right. I want it known that we see it. All right. All right. So that's you think that's the room to the other guys and the
Yeah,
entities.
other entities that
Entities, sorry. Yeah.
that are. Well, I mean, gods, entities, whatever they are.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure where they are.
Yeah.
But to see them, like to access them if need be, on a multiversal level where it's gonna change everything.
Okay.
Like in What If, that's the only reason why they were able to see Owatu. That's why he gathered
Mhm.
that specific team because
Yeah.
he knew that Killmonger and what's the other, Zola, the Zola robot, they were gonna get trapped in there, and they knew that particular Doctor Strange was gonna be able to trap them and then
okay.
watch them forever.
Right.
So like they know how everything's gonna plan out, kind of like how the Watcher or he at the end, He Who Remains,
Mhm.
he knew he was gonna.
Right.
So like that's what they do. Like that's their job is to maintain order,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to let certain things play out. And
True.
so seeing all of them together, seeing the Living Tribunal in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, when they broke through the worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that she's the only one that can travel the multiverse, America Chavez.
Mm-hmm.
But the Living Tribunal lives in his own realm.
Right.
So I feel like that's gonna be a big key going forward too. We've seen the access to in that room. Like if that's the key or that's a doorway to all these different entities, she might have the power to cross realms. So like to go to the Enidad, which is where.
So you think America Chavez not only can travel through multiverse, you think she can do it through realms too?
Yeah. So like
really?
The ancestral plane, the soul realm.
I didn't think that those are places you can travel to.
I mean, but if she flipped through and we saw the Living Tribunal, she already
You're talking about Miss Marvel?
No, America Chavez. So when Scarlet Witch comes out of the bell, right, and then they're like fighting, and then Scarlet Witch like bonds America Chavez, and then she starts screaming.
Oh yeah.
So then she opens up the portal, and then Strange tackles her, and then goes through the portal. And as they're flipping through all the different worlds, their face breaks apart. They go to like water, and then like paint, and then there's the Hydra world that we see and all that. There's a point where they flip through, and there's the Living Tribunal's face, and they flip through that dimension. So this
yeah. No,
this is the Living Tribunal.
Got you.
You know what I'm talking about?
I got you. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
He lives in his own realm, and he oversees all the universes. So there's not one Living Tribunal. There's not multiple Living Tribunals, from my understanding at least. There's one that oversees all of them.
Okay.
So he's in his own realm. Just how the ancestral plane. You know, I told you, like, if you go through the ancestral plane, you can come out on another end.
Right.
You know what I mean? At a different point in time. Because it's a realm, not a universe. If she went through that realm...
That's why it's the quantum realm, not the quantum universe. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, just to see that happen, I think she has the ability to... And she didn't have this in the comics, but I think they're going to give her that ability to flip through the realms.
That'll be a nice kind of bridge into that. Yeah. Into the realms world. Yeah.
So I just think that's pretty cool. So we talk about Lady Death, Living Tribunal, Infinity, which is the... Who is he going to see again? Yeah. So Infinity is the sister of Eternity. Okay. So they're also like just living like they're polar opposites of each other. You know, push and pull, like
right,
and all that. And then Eon, which is someone I don't know too much about, which I just kind of looked him up. From right now, what I got from Our Earth 616, he's just a cosmic entity that associates with time, life, and cosmic. His role is to protect life in the universe and serve the universe, just to kind of keep flowing.
Okay.
So
does it have anything to do with the Reality Stone then?
Well, all of them kind of do.
Okay.
All of them kind of embody different parts of the Reality Stones, or parts of the stones, because the stones are like they're the core of what the universe is made out of, and they're just turn into different singularities so that you can manipulate them as you need them. Eventually, there's a seventh stone that's created, and it kind of has all of them.
Like a piece of all of them?
Not a piece, but it is all of them.
Okay.
So when you collect all seven, then you're just like nothing can stop that person.
Wow.
And that gets pretty epic. Maybe another topic we can.
Sounds like it, yeah.
I don't think they'll go back that route for like a while, just because they're
I doubt
away
they even
from the
will, because
yeah.
they kind of closed the Infinity Saga, so why revisit that?
But I just think that room that shows a lot. And this is the first time we get to see the Watcher in. Oh, actually no, because we saw. What movie was it? Guardians, when they're like time hopping, and then Stan Lee's sitting on a rock talking.
Oh to yeah. That was Guardians. I think Volume 2.
Yeah, I think
right. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the first time we've seen a Watcher. Now we've seen the statue, but that statue in particular was Owatu, the Watcher that we've seen in What If.
Okay.
So it's a different Owatu. It's not the Caucasian ones. It's the African American one that's being played. I forgot his name. Okay. He was in Hunger Games. He's the guy with the real smart guy with the glasses.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's the one that voices him. I'd like to see him in the MCU now. I think he'd be a great Watcher.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not have the same guy that's in the What If, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So what did you? There's been this thing going on where there's a lot of cringe moments now in the MCU.
Okay.
Like I know Doctor Strange's eye is one of them. Okay. The kids getting Thor's powers to fight. So with that being said, I want to know, what did you think about the kids getting Thor's powers and being the army?
I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought
it was cute. I thought
it was really cute.
I thought it was funny.
I like how he was able to share his power, and the way it like spread it out.
Looked like the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I thought that was really nice. It's I think that's something that they put in there because if he doesn't come back, the next time he does come back or the last time he comes back, he can kind of just give his Thor powers away. It seems like.
Okay.
I think they kind of set that up to like, hey, if we ever got to get rid of him, like if he turns out to be like what's his name? What's Flash's the guy Ezra Miller?
Oh god,
it's crazy or something.
Yeah. Just goes on a crying spree. I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
I don't think they'll ever get rid of Chris as Thor.
No, I don't think so either.
He's even down to. He said, "I will play Thor as long as fans want me to."
Yeah.
So I don't see it being a thing that will go away.
Either. I don't think so either. But either way,
I don't even think it needs to. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. Just some of those kids fighting were just hilarious. The little kid with the bunny just that was funny. So some of those kids were getting down, dude. They were like messing those shadow monsters up.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool how they empowered kids.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's nice. We haven't seen younger kids kicking ass. Basically, we're starting to see a little bit with the build of some younger Avengers, but not necessarily children. Smaller children. Mm-hmm. But you also got to remember these are Asgardians or werewolves people, like that one little werewolf kid in the front.
Oh yeah.
It's
Midas's kid and
and Heimdall's son. So these aren't like weaklings either.
That's true.
I'm sure they can hold their own pretty well. Now they have the power of Thor also. So
on top of that, yeah. So all right, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that aspect of the kids. Yeah. Any other points you want to talk about of the movie or any other topics?
I don't think so.
You want to talk about Madam Web a little bit? We're getting a lot of sneak peeks to that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. So 3 different Spider Women, ish, right? So we have Madam Web, the Scarlet Spider, I believe. I forgot what the other one's name is. But
so tell us a little bit about Madam Web.
So she's a mutant first off. She has like similar to how the symbiote or how Venom said he has a hive mind, and it's like multiple years and years of like generations and thousands of billions of years through different multiverses of knowledge shared with each other. She has that same ability, but it's through the web of destiny.
So it's anybody who has spider abilities, right?
Correct. And they share this like what they call arachnophobia. Is it no? Arachnophobia is when you're scared of spiders.
Yes.
They have a.
Shout out my wife who has that.
Oh man, what is it called? The Peter Tingle, the spider sense that they have.
Yes.
They all share that with each other, and so you notice like,
what I read or I heard that the Peter Tingle or the Spidey sense isn't him sensing that it's gonna happen. It's that it's happened to another spider, and then
it's a shared like knowledge,
and it's a warning to him like, hey, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and that's what the spider sense is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like, what?
And every single one is connected. Through that web of destiny.
That's pretty cool, man. I think that's the sickest way to explain that.
And that's why there's its own space and they have their own world. But that's the only entity or only hero that we know of that has that.
So I think Spider-Man. So I think Into the Spider-Verse is kind of setting up Madam Web in a way.
Yeah.
Because it helped us see that there are more than just one Spider-Man out there. And then now I think it's going to really dive into that world with Madam Web and then bring it to live action. Yeah. So I look forward to that.
And I like how none of these Spider-Men right now from what we've seen are the same. They're all different people. So, or they're not like variants, how there's multiple Lokis that look the same. In this case, we saw the Toby, we saw them.
It's different people that have, like, they may have the same name, but they're different people. Correct. Yeah. Or like Gwen Stacy and
Miles Morales.
Yes.
To see all these different people don this, the superhero mask of Spider-Man. Yeah. It's cool to see how they have their own little universe of the web of destiny and how that all works.
For sure.
But the Madam Web that we're going to see is the younger version of Madam Web, not the older lady.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a newer comic. Not super new, but it's a newer one. where she's like up and about and walking around. Because at one point she becomes like paralyzed from like the legs down, so she kind of just is always in this web and her own little realm.
Okay.
So she'll be more active in the movie than what we're used to. I don't know if you've seen like the old '90s cartoon. She does pop up in there a couple times.
Yeah.
But she's like in like an altar and kind of just sits there and then doesn't really move from there.
Okay.
Which
I mean, can you really be paralyzed when you can just swing everywhere?
I mean, yeah, I get
like yeah.
No,
you can't
but she
walk,
doesn't have.
but
I don't think I've ever seen her throw webs. I don't know.
I mean, if you get paralyzed, you might want to get on that.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be a sitting down spider person.
Yeah. I mean, but she's like controlling and like kind of. She's like He Who Remains for the Spider-Verse.
Wouldn't she be more like the Xavier to what Xavier is to X-Men? She would be to the Spider.
Yeah.
To all the
I mean, I think she has telepathy and telekinesis also. So like,
yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, she still is a mutant. So
yeah.
Let's see, Madam Web.
Doing a little research here on Madam Web.
So she first came out in November of 1980. So that was the first time we got to see her in Amazing Spider-Man 210. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, she hasn't been that prevalent though in Marvel really. It's
very not in these movies,
right?
I mean, in most of the comics and in that one particular show. Actually, I think even in the Spider-Man, was it 99, 2009 or whatever, where he goes, where Peter goes to the future.
2099.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where he goes to the future and he has that cool, almost like Batman Beyond type.
Which is voiced by Oscar Isaac, who plays Moon Knight.
Yes, but that's a different Spider-Man.
No,
so he goes in the future. It's like right after this Venom, and he chases Venom and Carnage on a spaceship. And then he ends up in some like alternate reality of Earth where like there's humanoid, there's like this lion guy and there's this like ram guy, like this is weird people. And he gets stuck in the future and he lives there. I forgot what the heck it's called, but either way, whatever. Madam Web. Let's see what are some of her powers. So she was born in Salem, Oregon. Oh, so she might be a witch.
Oh.
She is paralyzed, blind, telepathic, a clairvoyant.
What?
Yeah.
Paralyzed and blind?
Yeah. Poor thing.
Wait, is this pre-powers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess she does help the X-Men at some point. Oh, to help defeat the X-Men. Interesting. Oh, she helps stop the Juggernaut.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I mean, she's been relevant for a while.
I guess so. Yeah, and more in the comics than anything, right? Interesting.
She's relevant in the House of N comics, which I don't remember that. I'd have to check that out. Madam Web resurfaced with her psychic powers.
So who's the actress that's going to be playing her?
Dakota Johnson.
Oh, so Dakota is actually Madam Web. That's right. I did see that. Yeah.
That I'm actually excited for. But a lot of people are like, oh, well, Madam Web's old and she's blind.
Well, they're telling the earlier story of her. That's all.
A newer story of her.
Oh, okay. I like Dakota. Is it Johnston or Johnson? What's her last name? Johnson. Okay, so Dakota. Yeah, I like her. I think she's a good actress. I look forward to seeing her in that. And then you got who else is playing the other ones in the movie that we have? What the heck is that?
Someone using a leaf blower outside.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Let's find out.
It's like a Madam Web movie, right? Oh, there it goes. Looking up the cast for the upcoming Madam Web. So is this going to be a movie or a Disney Plus series?
Definitely not a Disney Plus series because it belongs to Sony.
Oh, so Sony's coming out with the movie.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
right.
we still don't. like Marvel still can't do anything with any of them
without Sony. Yeah.
And so everything that they do, it has to be Spider-Man related only. That's why Spider-Man, his high school years or whatever, like the new animated show.
Oh, right.
That's gonna be about Peter Parker. But that's the first time we're gonna see any Spider-Man content outside of the older Spider-Man shows, like the cartoons. That's gonna be new on. Like even I was surprised to even see Spider-Man in What If. I didn't think we would.
Oh, right.
So
that was actually Tom Holland too voicing it, wasn't it?
No.
That was it?
It was somebody else. Yeah.
Whoa. Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right. So I guess that's pretty much everything that we can talk about today.
For now, without going too deep into what we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah, so next week is the big Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiere. We will be going to that.
Sure
so
will.
Keep an eye out for that Thursday. We will be going live again on Instagram with us on location at the theater. Be giving you guys a little bit content there. And then we're also going to we'll be doing next week's episode and gearing up for that.
Yeah.
We'll be talking more about our thoughts, our predictions, just diving a little bit deeper into Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for that. I think that's everything, man.
Yeah. I'm just super excited for next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Actually got the day off, so we'll film in, like you said, we'll film in the morning, and then we'll see the movie later at night. I think we'll try to, I guess, refrain from posting any spoilers.
Yeah, we'll definitely give them the weekend.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think definitely we'll do our predictions on next Thursday, the 10th, and then the following week. Honestly, I'd like to really deep dive into like what the hell just happened, because we're gonna see what happened with Chadwick, how they pay tribute to him, which I know they will. The future of Namor, the future of Wakanda. The future Black Panther. We'll have answers to all of that.
Get a little bit more info on Riri Williams playing Ironheart, which we already saw a scene.
Yeah. Of
her just roasting Okoye.
But there's two helmets. Hilarious. There's two helmets.
Of what? Of the Black Panther helmets?
Two Black Panther helmets.
Yeah, but there were 3 suits in Black Panther.
Yeah.
So, like, it was still only...
I think Okoye steps down as the leader of...
That's what I thought when she puts the spike down.
Well, if you notice, when she's running with the other Dora Milaje, she's like the second in command. Okoye's wearing silver and not gold anymore. And she's usually wearing gold because she's the leader of the Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
And then in some of the art that we see, she's wearing that a different armor. I think she's just gonna step away from being the Dora Milaje.
Interesting.
And that's
what do you guys think? You guys think you guys onto something here?
Well, he's working on the new Wakanda, or like a Wakanda spinoff.
All right.
The show, so Okoye can be leading that show.
Possible. So I don't know. What do you guys? Let us know in the comments, guys. Do you think Ika's onto something, or do you think he's just talking out of his ass?
Oh well, no, I'm not.
Language.
Sorry, Cap. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I think you might possibly be.
Yeah. And they also said Ironheart is a continuation of right after Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
All right.
So
I just love how they're like portraying Riri as a true Chicago girl, and she just like meets Okoye and right off the bat just like roasting her.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, oh, true Chicago girl, just roasting the crap out of Okoye, saying her head was ashy.
Oh yeah.
I would have loved for like Okoye to be like, it's the Midwest air. It dries out my head, like, because she turns to shooting. She's like, see, I told you, like. So, oh man, it's gonna be so good. So, all right, guys, that is the episode for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Keep an eye out for the next episode, and as always, Kike, I am with you
till the end of the line.
Bye, guys.